actually, number 9 is less work. Try number 9 first. I guess maybe first thing I'll do is I'll rewrite this. I'll write this integral from 1 to 9 x to the 1/2 dx. And then when I want to calculate this, I find the antiderivative. That's going to be x to the 3/2 times 2/3. I plug in a 1 and a 9. So I think the best way to evaluate this is you could do 2/3, and then you could have 9 to the 3/2 minus 2/3, 1 to the 3/2. And I think the best way to split this up is you could do it as 9 to the 1/2 and then cube it next. The second term is just going to be 2/3, right? Because 1 to any power is 1. So the square root of 9 is 3. And 3 squared is 27. So this is going to be, I'll stretch it out a little bit. This will be 2/3, 27 minus 2/3. Right, so 27 times 2 is 54. 54 minus 2 is 52. So this will be 52/3. And that's the area under that square root curve. Is there any questions about that? Why don't you guys try number 8? So we need to find the antiderivative of the integrand. Remember, the thing inside the integral is called the integrand. Antiderivative of x squared is x cubed over 3. Antiderivative of 2x is x squared. And antiderivative of -4 is -4x. And you're going to plug in a 1 and you plug in a 3. So this is going to be, when you plug in a 3, you're going to get 27/3, which is 9. You're going to get plus another 9, because that's 3 squared. You're going to get minus 12. And that's what you get when you plug in the 3. So I'm going to put that in parentheses. When you plug in a 1, you're going to get 1/3. You're going to get plus 1/9. And then you're going to get minus 4. And then you can simplify that to get a number. Is there any questions about that?
We're supposed to add C to, right?
Oh,
in the end.
So the C thing is when you're looking for the antiderivative function. But anytime you do a definite integral, you don't need to put the plus C in because you're going to be subtracting the two things. So you have plus C and you have minus C, and they're going to cancel each other out. So you don't even bother writing the plus C. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Try 10. Oh. I don't know how I got 1/9. That's a mistake. I plug in a 1. I get 1/3. I think I squared 1/3 instead of squaring 1. So that should be a 1. I'm sorry. 1 squared is 1. Thank you for asking. I squared the number I just wrote for some reason. Yeah. Please fix that. That's my error. Why don't you guys try 10 real quick? All right, folks, what's the antiderivative of sine of theta? What's the antiderivative? That's right, it's negative cosine of theta. So we put negative cosine of theta, then we evaluate it from pi over 6 to pi. So what that means is we want negative cosine of pi minus negative cosine of pi over 6. So that basically becomes negative cosine of pi plus cosine of pi over 6, like this. Here's where we're going to start to need to work with the unit circle a little bit. So let's label some relevant angles. So this angle here is 0. This angle here is pi over 2. This angle here is pi. And what I want to do is I want to actually label the points on the unit circle corresponding to the angles I care about. So I also have a pi over 6 here. So we know that pi over 6, pi over 4, and pi over 3 are these three angles. Pi over 6 is the smallest angle, so that's the smallest angle right there. The next thing is we need to identify what the x and y coordinates are. And we know it's either going to be 1/2 or rad 3 over 2. So what you need to figure out is you need to come here and look, does it look like the x value is 1 over 2? Or does it look like the y value is 1 over 2? So if I look at this y value, to me, that looks like it's about halfway on the y-axis. And this is the unit circle, right? So I think the y value here is 1/2. That makes the x value equal to rad 3 over 2. Is there any questions about that? That was one of the angles that we cared about. We also care about the pi angle. So the pi angle, the x value here is -1 and the y value is 0. Again, this is because we have a unit circle. So it's -1, that's 1, that's 1, and it's -1 like this. Okay. Now cosine is going to be the x value. So we need this guy, we need this guy. So we can write down our answer now. It's going to be -1 plus rad 3 over 2 or 1 plus rad 3 over 2. Okay. So that's pretty much it for this question. Is there any questions about number 10? Hopefully you got it right. Okay. Cool.